It was supposed to be a quiet transition, a temporary goodbye as Jungkook, the golden magne of BTS, served his country in South Korea's mandatory military service. Fans braced themselves for the usual silence. But what came next wasn't usual. It was unnerving because silence isn't just silence when it comes to Jungkook. For months, he has vanished from public view. No social media updates. No messages. No signs. And then, rumors started swirling, not from tabloids, but from trusted insider circles and longtime industry observers. Whispers that something wasn't right behind the scenes. Whispers that someone or something might be keeping him quiet. And the name that keeps coming up? HYBE. Yes, the very company that helped make BTS a global phenomenon. But also, potentially, the one that now finds itself at the center of a storm. Multiple sources close to the industry claim Jungkook has been pushing back against creative limitations, image control, and tightly managed narratives. His desire to take artistic risks and explore new forms of expression may not align with HYBE's carefully curated brand strategy. What does a billion-dollar company do when its brightest star stops playing by the rules? They contain the fallout, or at least they try. Fans have begun noticing patterns. Content pulled, projects delayed, collaborations rumored, and then suddenly dropped. Even internal HYBE staff have reportedly gone off the record, describing tensions, strategy meetings, and urgent efforts to manage perception. And then comes the most damning theory. Jungkook isn't just quiet, he's being silenced. If that's true, this is more than a PR issue. It's an artistic and ethical crisis. Because if HYBE is muting one of the most beloved artists in the world, what does that say about the power idols truly hold? About how freedom is negotiated behind glossy videos and filtered lives? The questions are stacking up. And so is the pressure. And the polished world of K-pop. The smiles are real, but so are the contracts. And those contracts? They're not just about music. According to multiple sources familiar with idol agreements, many top-tier artists sign behavioral clauses that restrict everything from what they say publicly to what kind of art they're allowed to produce. For years, this system has stayed hidden behind glamour and success. But Jungkook may be the one to tear it all down. Before his enlistment, Jungkook's solo career was gaining momentum at lightning speed. Collaborations with Western icons. Solo stages that went viral within minutes. A golden opportunity to build a career that belonged to him. Not just the group. But something strange happened along the way. His content slowed. His live stream stopped. His social media, once spontaneous and full of personality, became eerily silent. In mid-2023, just before Jungkook's enlistment, fans noticed a curious trend. Several of his Instagram stories, normally archived automatically, were mysteriously gone. Live streams were cut short. Planned appearances were canceled, with vague reasoning. Most suspiciously, a Weverse post about creative rebirth was uploaded, then taken down within 20 minutes. Screenshots spread like wildfire. In the post, Jungkook reportedly wrote, "Sometimes I wonder what it would be like to start again. No scripts, no filters, just the music I love." Just 26 words, but enough to shake the fandom. Why would a statement like that be deleted? And more importantly, by who? Inside every entertainment empire is a battlefield. On one side, the brand. On the other, the artist. And the bigger the artist becomes, the more dangerous their independence is. Sources close to HYBE insiders claim that tensions between Jungkook and upper-level executives have been brewing since his solo debut. He wanted more. More experimentation, more vulnerability, more risk. They wanted less, more polish, more control, more predictability. One anonymous executive reportedly described Jungkook's solo ambitions as brilliant but volatile. But here's the twist. Volatile to whom? To the public? Or to a system that fears what it can't manage? It's possible Jungkook didn't just want to grow, he wanted to break free. This isn't the first time a K-pop icon has clashed with their label. From TVXQ to Chris Wu, the history of South Korean pop is riddled with stories of rebellion, many of them ending in lawsuits, blacklisting, or career sabotage. But Jungkook isn't just another artist. He's the most visible, most beloved male idol of a generation. If HYBE truly is at odds with him, the consequences aren't just personal. They're seismic, because if Jungkook, with all his fame, loyalty, and global backing, can't own his voice, what hope do younger idols have? This isn't just about one man. This is about every dreamer who ever stepped into a studio with fire in their chest and was told to dim the light. Jungkook has said nothing, and yet the silence screams. Maybe it's strategic. Maybe it's a countdown. Maybe it's the only act of defiance left when everything else is being monitored, deleted, controlled. But here's the most chilling theory circulating online. Jungkook's silence isn't just about agency conflict. It's about protection. Maybe he's being kept silent to keep the machine alive. If that's true, if the system is forcing its brightest light into darkness, then we aren't just witnessing a PR conflict. We're witnessing a cover-up. Sooner or later, Jungkook will return from military duty, and when he does, there are only two paths forward. The scripted comeback, carefully managed, tightly worded, choreographed to preserve the empire. The unsilenced voice, raw, unfiltered, unpredictable, and potentially revolutionary. Fans are hoping for the second. The industry fears it, because if Jungkook speaks, really speaks, then everything changes. Not just for BTS, not just for HYBE, but for K-pop as we know it. They waited, they trusted, they hoped the silence meant peace. But now, millions of armies are realizing something darker may be at play, and they're done waiting. Across continents, fan-led investigative projects have emerged. Redditus are compiling timelines of missing appearances. TikTok sleuths are dissecting Jungkook's final live stream frame by frame. Instagram DMs are being cross-referenced with translator accounts. A Weverse translator was reportedly removed after sharing a post that didn't match HYBE's version of events. There's one message uniting all of them: protect Jungkook, no matter what. Some are even calling it the digital coup. Because this isn't just fan noise, it's a coordinated digital resistance. And then came the messages. Armies began noticing cryptic moments in Jungkook's past live streams. Pauses, glances at something off camera. The way he sometimes tapped his fingers 3 times, then stopped. In one now famous clip, he whispers almost inaudibly, "It's not what it looks like." Seconds later, the stream cuts off. Coincidence? Or was Jungkook leaving a trail? In another moment from a 2023 birthday live stream, he looks straight into the camera and says, "Don't believe everything they tell you," then smiles and moves on like nothing happened. Some say it's paranoia. Others say it's a cry for help hidden in plain sight. The community is split, but one thing's certain: Jungkook's silence feels calculated now, not circumstantial. This scandal doesn't just shake HYBE. IT threatens to collapse the very myth that the K-pop industry relies on, that idols are happy, protected, supported. Because if even Jungkook, the golden child, the prodigy, the global darling, is being suppressed, then what's happening to everyone else? A former stylist, now overseas and anonymous, said in an encrypted interview, "They treat you like royalty until you want to think for yourself." Another ex-staff member who worked on a BTS project in 2021 alleged, when Jungkook wanted to change the concept of a solo stage, the pushback was instant. They want the version of him that makes money, not the one who asks questions. And now, the public is starting to ask those questions too. Imagine being adored by millions, but unable to say what you feel. Imagine creating art that speaks truth, only for it to be shelved or reshaped into something profitable. Imagine carrying the weight of a global legacy while losing yourself in the process. Jungkook has always worn his heart on his sleeve. He cried when fans cried. He danced when they cheered. But over the past year, his spark dimmed. His smiles looked filtered. His words less spontaneous. And if what fans suspect is true, that he's being forced to retreat, the silence may not just be professional. It could be psychological, because what happens when an artist isn't allowed to be honest? They either explode or they vanish. Jungkook's official military discharge is expected in 2025. But there are already signs that something big is coming before that. Private studio activity has been confirmed by music insiders. In LA, London-based choreographer recently posted, then deleted, a cryptic caption: "The king is almost free." A Korean lyricist, known for working on BTS's early hits, tweeted, "The next chapter has already begun. Just not on paper." What does this mean? Some say Jungkook may return independently. Others believe a shadow album is already finished, recorded quietly, with producers outside HYBE's jurisdiction. One theory: he may be building a label of his own, with other disillusioned artists watching closely. It's no longer just about whether Jungkook will speak. It's when and how loudly. 2 weeks ago, a file labeled only JK, internal, surfaced on a private fan forum, originally uploaded by an anonymous user with the alias Mirror Soul. At first, no one believed it. Screenshots of Slack messages, clipped audio files, redacted emails. But then a damning phrase caught fire. "He's too unpredictable. If he speaks, the stock will drop." The sender? An alleged senior marketing.